Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV playthrough video. We're back. We're back to do the Endwalker patches. It has been a while. Not too long, but not too short either. I took like an extended break from MSQing. Given the whole Endwalker 6.0 ending, I felt like I needed it. A little bit of a respite for the IRL Warrior of Light in me. And it was nice. But now I am finally feeling back in the mood to do some MSQ again and continue with the patches. So I'm looking forward to these a lot. The Pandemonium raids as well, that whole story. I have no idea, and I'm really unsure just like what direction we're going to go with these stories. If it even is stories or it's all one, no idea. But that's what we're here to find out. I hope you guys have been doing well as well. Let me know how you guys have been finding Dawn Trail and all that good stuff that has been coming out. But without further ado, I guess let's get started with 6.1. Tataru is putting on a pot of tea and looks in need of company. Ooh, how lovely to see you. If you're not in too much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Take a seat then, and I'll find us something to nibble on as well. Take a seat at the table. Uh-oh. We've heard this one before. Tea. Who doesn't love tea? Tea with Tataru.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around.
Yeah.
Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand.
That would mean the end of the world, so yeah, I get it.
I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it. What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
A grand new adventure. Of course, because we had to do the whole thing with Graha. We promised him, right? And we have plenty to do. I mean, we have all of the 12 to investigate. All that stuff Emmett said at the very end. A grand new adventure, of course.
Traveling to the edge of existence and back wasn't enough? Well, if that's the case, I might have a suggestion for you.
Okay.
You fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while?
What are you thinking?
Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again and travel the world in search of wonder.
Where to start? True.
Oh, with so many exciting places to choose from, it's hard to narrow it down.
We could flip a coin.
But I believe I have the perfect destination in mind.
Ooh.
Thavnair. That's where you should go next.
Huh.
I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Alzadaal the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Vritra would be pleased to see you.
What does she know? There's bound to be something waiting for us.
Then there's the bounty itself.
The bounty?
Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance.
Okay.
Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
Where is all this gonna lead us? This is what I was saying.
Have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world.
She knows us well.
In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress. Shouldn't take much longer now, though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
Damn, we're getting a new outfit? You're the best, Tataru. She really is. I've gotten more of my best glams from Tataru than anybody or anywhere else in this entire game.
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care.
Sounds like King Moggle Mog song.
Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement. I am one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims.
Oh, she's into that. Okay. Each to their own.
Don't worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across.
I'll sort my inventory, okay? That's a direct nod to not clean it. I'm sure it is. They know.
We mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
EP time. What the heck is this? This is never good. Oh, Zeeny Weenie? Maybe? Isn't he dead? That doesn't look like him. I thought we were done with evil.
And thus I am returned.
Oh! The scythe... Is it? New finder. Oh, we got a title screen. Okay, okay, okay. This is not at all ominous. I kind of dig it though. I like it. It's a new vibe.
Ah, you're awake.
Was she just standing, staring there, waiting the whole time?
My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga?
I saw my boyfriend again.
Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
We need a forge? Okay. Okay! Quest number 1. Let's do it. Observe as the artiste refines her piece into a masterpiece. And no napping this time. I only need a moment, you'll see. Ooh. A little more room in the shoulders. Open up the cuffs. A final adjustment to the hem. All done. Let's see how this looks on the mannequin. Oh, it actually looks like a Zelda outfit. Like a Link cosplay kind of thing. Well, what do you think? Doesn't it just scream ready for a bold and new adventure? I like it. I'm so glad you approve. So what do I owe you? Oh, don't be silly. Your approval is payment enough. If you really want to thank me though, all I ask is that you wear this on your travels. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. Branding. Now we're a paid influencer. Unpaid influencer, I guess. We get free merch in exchange for advertisement. Okay, I mean, I'm done. Yeah, look at you, a famous hero, and wonder, wherever did he purchase those stylish yet practical garments? And before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other to place orders at Taru's boutique. I can hear it now. The merry clink-clink of gill overflowing from my coffers. Sweet music to my ears. Wayfarer's Tabard. Okay. This was her plan all along. Ahem. Burgeoning merchant empires aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapter of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. I often wonder how you remember all your experiences and exploits without taking at least a few notes. Oh, maybe you should start doing just that. You never know when some odd past detail might become relevant, or if one day you'll take a blow to the head and forget the better part of the past decade. Something to keep in mind in any case. Election expanded the unending codex. Okay. The Sounds of the Seventh Dawn and the Final Days. That was 10 years worth. 10 years. And Tataru is the only entry. Though publicly known as the organization's receptionist, Tataru also serves as the Scions' coin keeper, a role she executes with enthusiastic cunning that borders on the terrifying. True. As the former receptionist and sometimes intelligence gatherer of the Scions, allow me to offer you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to simply fall into your lap. Adventurers rely on gossip, and the best places to pick up information are taverns and markets. Oh my god, remember Tataru in Ishgard, in the pub? Wow. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in Thavner, I suggest you explore your options at Meyryde's Meyhane, the finest drinking establishment in Alzadaal. Charm the employees and they'll not only point you in the direction of local tale tellers, but also share with you the tricks for loosening their tongues. Now I really must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey too, and may fair fortune find you. Bye, Tataru. Welcome to Meyryde's Meyhane. Oh, hello. I did not recognize you at first. Are you here alone? Let me find you a table. Ruins beneath the bounty? Would you be speaking of the sunken treasure vault? We have one regular, a historian in fact, who could tell you all about it. Okay. Ah, there he is. Professor Jalheen. I thought I saw him come in. Oh. Although a somewhat private sort, the professor is quick to befriend those who share his fondness for the Meyhane's unique beverages. Offer him any drink from our selection and he should happily share everything he knows about the vault you seek and a few other odd bits besides. Whatever you buy for him is on the house, by the way. If Meyryde found out I took coin from Thavner's savior, he would have me scrubbing pots for a week. Okay, we're gonna get them all right. And what may I do for you, my Eorzean friend? Just a friendly chat. How about a drink? Well, I certainly wouldn't say no to a drink freely offered. Here we are, one of Meyryde's finest. Enjoy. Oh, lovely. Bottoms up. Jalheen empties the cup in a single pull. My man. That was very kind of you, sir. But I know when I'm being softened up. What is it that you want from me? Oh ho, chasing down that old tale, are you? It does seem to appeal to the adventurous at heart. Now, where to begin? Might I assume you have heard of Alzadaal? He was Khan of the Ari tribe, which sailed to Thavner from the mainland, and a key figure in the history of Radz-at-Han. Right, because they got into like a war with the locals, right? His decision to aid the Arkasudara is what ultimately won them the war against the Gajasura, thus allowing our predecessors to lay the foundation for this thriving city-state. The truly fascinating stories, however, concern his grandson, Alzadaal III, who was known for his deeds as satrap in Radz-at-Han's earlier days. Some attest that this man travelled to another world entirely, and returned with glittering riches. Others that he brokered an alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. Then there is the tale of the sunken vault, the one you seem most curious about. According to this legend, Alzadaal III claimed a small island somewhere in the middle of the bounty. There he built a structure, reaching clear to the bottom of the sea, a deep and secret storehouse, and locked all his worldly wealth within. In the centuries since, whenever a natural disaster or hardship befell Radz-at-Han, folk would remember that tale of hidden treasure. Hearty souls would set out to claim their fortune, precious few ever made it home. Okay. Would you like to hear more? Apologies, I have a slight tickle in... oh, my cup appears to be empty. This mother... Melil! Come on! I'm free refills anyway, so... Ah, I see we've reached an understanding. You're one sharp adventure. Another for the professor. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Today was a splendid day to visit the Meyhane. Dalhin gulps down his newest drink with gusto. Where were we? Ah, yes. Those who did return from seeking the treasure vault flatly refused, to speak of what they saw. Did this discourage others? Nay, quite the opposite. Such accounts only served to feed the legend, and the golden lord grew stronger than ever before. That reminds me of something Azama was saying. Azama is a fellow connoisseur of spirituous potables, yes, he is. Anyway, he was saying that one of his acquaintances went after the treasure himself. Hasn't been seen since he set sail, I hear, but he did have No, I can say no more. You seem a generous sort. What kind of man would I be to encourage what is clearly a foolhardy quest? If my words sent you to your death, I could never live with myself. I'm no stranger to peril. Is that so? Perhaps it's your turn to tell a tale then. What manner of dangers have you faced? The very edge of existence. From anyone else I'd struggle to believe it, but I recognize you now. You're the hero of the final days. A drink. I need another drink to settle my nerves, Melil. More of the same, if you please. As you wish, but this one is on your coin, Professor. Jalene drinks yet another cup dry. I don't think he's gonna make it. Anyway, you being who you are, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share a little more. This friend of Azama's, he was desperate to buy a treasure map, one which showed the way to the entrance of the vault. Seems you could only get it from some merchant. What's his name? I forget. Let's drink a toast to you, my new best friend. Lil, more drinks! Water. Let's make sure our boy is hydrated. Here, Volga. Oh, damn, an exchange of winks? Your drink, sir. Ah, marvelous. I'm parched. Jalene gulps down the cup of water. Oof, That was water. Did you tell her to bring me water? Still, that's probably for the best. Very kind of you, really. My head will certainly thank you in the morning. I seem to have overindulged. I am put in mind of the words of Master Jalzan. Be wary of how much the drink you swallow, lest it swallow you. Forgive me. I will subject you to no more of these unseemly antics. If you want to speak with Azama, well, as I said, we share a taste for the Meyhane's fine spirits. He probably came in as we were talking. I wish you fortune in finding your fortune. You appear to have learned all that Jalheen has to share regarding the undersea vault. To find out more, you will need to locate a man by the name of Azama. I found him. Yes, I am Azama. Who might you be? All true, I'm afraid. My friend took a ship out in search of Alzadaal's legacy, and I've been watching for his sails ever since. I tried to dissuade him, of course, but he refused to listen. All he could talk about was finding that vault. And that look in his eyes. I knew it wasn't common gold or jewels he lusted after. He was hunting Alzadaal III's otherworldly hoard, and his ambition would not be denied. I see it in you, too. Appetite for the mysterious and the unknown. But I'll not attempt to turn you from your path. I know too well the futility of that endeavor. Though I will tell you what my friend told me, how he convinced a merchant in the bazaar to give him the rough location of the vault's entrance. It seems this merchant, one Zashal, I believe, is selling a map which shows the exact route. But my friend's purse was too light for its exorbitant price. With what meager wealth he had, he instead paid to learn that there are ruins on a small island somewhere in the bounty. And within those ruins hides the path to the vault deep below. If you truly intend on seeking Alzadaal's treasure, I suggest you put your affairs in order. I wish things were different, but I do not believe my friend is ever coming home. Are we gonna find him, like, out there, like his dead body?
Please, Zashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
What's all this about?
My mother and father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
Damn.
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name.
True. Capitalism.
This is no mere treasure map.
Okay, dude.
It is a guide to the vaults of Alzadaal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat-Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadaal Khan.
The kid's face.
Alzadaal's legacy.
So he says. A fake, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage.
Prove it.
You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession. A priceless artifact it is, discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches, and I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away.
So why are you here in the
Be glad
markets?
I am no such king, boy. Your scrawny-eyed would never return with that treasure alive.
Holy shit, this guy's a dick. Sorry, kid.
Oh, cruel fate! Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim? How I shall envy the one who purchases that precious map. Whatever they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoard they stand to uncover.
Oh, this is all part of it. Okay, I see what they're doing. It's a little, you know, wombo combo. They're really enticing people. I wonder, will it work? Oh, hello. Hello. A little bidding war?
What of you, sir? Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the challenge of recovering Alzadaal's lost fortune.
Nice coat.
A fortune, you say?
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
Oh.
I'll take it. Will this cover the price?
Ooh. Hoo, 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 hoo. It better not be a fake. You don't want his wrath.
Well met, my friend.
Hello.
Someone is dressed for adventure.
Invite me. Invite me. Invite me. Invite me.
But why Thavner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping. Ruins beneath the bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
How convenient. A little duo adventure?
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
This better be real. Is he trying to get away?
And now I fleece one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
The kid knows he fucked up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
Never took you for a treasure hunter.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself. If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days. I hope to do for Thavner what you and Forchenault did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove.
Fair. Didn't we give half of it to Tataru?
You know Forchenault needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits. Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant.
Ah, he knows it.
Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent, whether the map leads us to the vault or not. You are coming along, yes?
Hey, there's our invite. How we split the... Naturally. Let's go on an adventure.
I thought as much. Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
Two Elysian with blonde, flowing locks, light white, flowing locks. On an adventure together. I like it already, boys. It's a great start. You will recall I spoke of visiting Thavner at Vritra's request. Well, he finally invited me to a feast. I made his proposal once I was too full of Hannish delights to refuse. He wishes me to train the Radiant Host in lance work. But that is a tale for another time. What we need now is a merchant or a trawler with a ship fit for the open seas. Matsya is a fisherman by trade, yes? We should head to the Achiali and see if he can help us. Sure, yeah? Matsya. Oh my god. My friends, what brings you to our humble village? So, you need a seaworthy vessel to seek these ruins. Considering it was your deeds which allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone would be glad for a chance to repay the favor. Wait here and I will have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Oh, this kid. This kid's gonna get us in trouble or something. We're gonna have to save him. Have you noticed our little shadow? He's been following us since we left the city. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. Ah, it is you. Do you know how far out of our way we walked so that you'd not cross paths with some wild beast? I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Thavner? You are, I know you are. And I've gone and cheated you. I worked with Zashal, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the pleading orphan and convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. I'm ashamed of what I've done, and I beg for your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would never have, well, we'd be... Enough, I know your game and I paid the price willingly. A fortunate purchase, as it turns out, for my friend here was seeking those very ruins. You're kind to overlook the wrong I've done you. But is there more you need to know? The map you bought is very real, as is the island it shows. I overheard Zashal selling the information to another customer. He told that man where he needed to search, about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. Then the man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. You cannot go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you, even a whole army. I do not doubt that the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us, there is little we cannot overcome. Please, I cannot bear the thought of... He doesn't know who we are. Now you've gone and made him cry. We might need a hand moving the treasure. I guess. Transport. Yeah. Assuming we may find any. Still, it may prove wise to bring some companions along all the same. Any ideas on whom to approach? The Scions have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Treasure. Who would most want treasure? I mean, I guess we kind of promised Graha, so I'll say Graha. Aye, Cryle may have her hands full rebuilding the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he would surely leap at the invitation. Will that set your mind at ease? Yes, if that man is as strong as you... Is he, though? Strong, I mean? What is your name, boy? Meyryde, sir. Well, Meyryde, your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do, but what choice do I have? We need to eat, and everyone's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with two grubby orphans. Oh, Estinian adoption arc? Wait, boy. I didn't take this roundabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly. Let me walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me Estinian. It is. He's becoming like Dad Stinian. He's doing the Thancred arc. It's basically, when you think about it, everybody with white hair. Maybe next expansion? Just saying. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the Annex. Someone there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let us be off too, Meyryde. Do me a favor and don't stray from the path. Oh, look who it is. Welcome back to... What might the students do for you? Graha? Yes, he's in the main hall with Mr. Skrile. They've been holed up in there for days. By all means, go and give them an excuse to take a break. I'm interested in what they've been up to.
Ah, Urgica, my good man.
I thought he would have known.
Would you be so kind as to...
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
Wow, he's been dreaming? Daydreaming of me? What are you two working on?
Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities. We were able to locate several accounts in the archives of Numenon, but the bulk of our documents was lost along with the Isle of Fowl.
But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around?
Is that all they've been doing? Checking records of archives? Oh my god.
The treasure vault of Alzadaal III.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition? I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which, I had hoped to ask for your assistance.
Not yet, though. He wants to go so much. Look at his tail. Adventure.
Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned. You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Are you sure?
He's gonna...
I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
Yeah, bullshit.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already.
Bro's gonna jump with joy. He's gonna do the Mario. Yahoo!
Have you asked anyone else to come along? Then might I suggest we invite your Stola?
Okay.
Ever since the Scions disbanded, she spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Gooble Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon. Considering what you've told us of Alzadaal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say.
Okay.
Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Urianger.
Uri.
He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like. From what I can gather, the Loporrits are looking to make improvements to their own creation and wish to learn more about how we build things down here. So, why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadaal's legacy firsthand.
Okay.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
Okay. Is he on the moon?
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Dawn Trail.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
Alrighty. Damn. You've been busy. EP time. Well, she wasn't hard to find at least. She just passed out from too much wine.
I've never known your Stola to doze off in the middle of research before.
Unlike you. That looks so uncomfortable. How could you sleep like that?
Close my eyes for one moment.
Hello.
Ow!
Oh my god. No. Sorry.
How long have you two been here?
The music cut. Catching up with some light reading. Or heavy reading.
Something to that effect. I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me.
She's so melodramatic. The exhaustion, it claimed me.
As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
Aww.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me?
I don't think we want to bring her. She seems comfy.
Alzadaal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished.
Oh, she's interested. Okay.
An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse. And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
After we spoke with Uri.
By ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Urianger as well. He was in Thalmazane last we heard.
Then by all means, let us recruit him and be on our way.
Hell yeah. Again, so pragmatic. This is why I love her. Efficient. You know, she just woke up and she's already ready to go. He didn't even... Oh, no. He left her mess behind. Typical cat.
Ah, our illustrious champion.
Hello.
Cloaked in the mantle of the common explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure. I am told a new expedition is in the offing.
Some fun. Wasn't Thancred with you? Spy mission.
He left to attend to some personal errand, but should be returning ere long.
Girls.
You've been keeping yourself busy, I trust?
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loperites had been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
Okay.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
Ah, you have learned of my predicament from Mistress Cryle. I know not whence they acquired such knowledge, but the Loperites now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts.
Not wrong.
Thus, with their newly built wonderland of riches and mystery, do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon. So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation. But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos? Fascinating. This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity. I should be honored to accept thine invitation.
Excellent. We're going in 5 minutes.
How long hath it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
Aye. Though I cherish the Scions' accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Kinda true.
Counting Istinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle whatever situation may arise. Shall we be on our way?
What, no time to spare a word
Hey!
with the grizzled old bard?
Don't tell me he's growing a beard. He didn't grow a beard. Okay.
All is well, I trust?
A wasted trip, I'm afraid. I'd hoped to catch up with a former mentor while you parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross.
You're looking well.
That's because we didn't travel by experimental etherite. It's astounding what a lack of nausea does for one's sense of well-being. In any case, as we made our way around Alzadaal, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos. A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together. That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seemed fit to gather? Beneath the waters of the bounties.
Is he gonna come as well?
I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
Because we kind of just said...
Not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loporrits.
Ah, of course. And if you have a Stinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
Aww.
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I? In all seriousness, 'tis best I sit this one out. Too many former Scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters.
Kinda
I'll
true.
return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations.
Will do.
Till we meet again.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
Alrighty. Time to set off. You know, I like it so far. I was a little bit scared about how they were going to approach this and continue some of, like, the Warrior of Light's story or something, or get pretty risky with it. But it seems like they've embraced the fact that we are free of the burden, as they say, the weight of the world on our shoulders. So it's nice. It's like a little adventure. I sent you to recruit Graha and you return with an entire survey party. I hope Matsya's boat is sturdy enough to carry us all. What he means is we are grateful for the use of one of your precious fishing vessels. We are more than glad for the chance to provide it. I ask only that you take care to steer clear of the reefs in the shallows there. I will keep an eye out. Alzadaal III. I confess I am somewhat embarrassed that the tale of his journey to another world escaped my notice. Could it be more than simple folklore? And what of the treasure he supposedly brought back? This undersea vault may hold relics from another reflection. My friends, we should temper our expectations. The map doth promise ruins, but beyond that we know not what we will find. Not until we find it, aye. So let us dispense with the conjecture and set sail for the vault. Let's go! The Scions are back, baby! Ooh, Alzadaal's Legacy Dungeon? Ooh, swamps. Monkey! Alright. Seems like an interesting setting. Damn, look at... what the hell? What is going on? Did he clear Uwit, bro? Why is his shield so bright? What is happening? What happened to his weapons? You know, Graha, we're kind of one and the same, just like a little bit, you know? Like, I think mine's better. I said it. Let's go, boys. Okay. Ooh, what is that? Why has that got a light on it? Whoa, 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 new... Whoa! New tech? I've never seen that before. Okay, well, at least we know marbles exist out here too, I guess. If nothing else, we've discovered that. They are everywhere. In Eorzea. Ooh, secret hidden pot. What the heck is that? Does it have a sword? What the? It reminds me of one of those things in the Siren Song Sea. Like the aliens. The tentacle dig. Tentacles. All right.
Together we shall overcome this.
Okay, same attack. Uh-oh, no, there's two. That was red and blue. Red and blue? Again?
Something special for you.
Oh shit, what the heck was that? Woo! Oh, I leveled, yay! Vault encrusted teleporter. Whee! Oh god, we're going underwater. Swim time? No? Oh shit, what? What? Did we... Cliff of passage detected confirming bearer's identity. We're deep under the bounty. Yeah, no shit, Graha. Whoa!
Together we shall overcome this.
The gloves are off.
What is this? Unrecognized ethereal signature. Brazen thief. You will proceed no further. Uh-oh. What the fuck is that? Big ugly brute. Boss? We haven't had a boss yet. Armored chariot. Come on, Mr. Ultimate Weapon. There we go.
Gloves are off.
Make ready.
Oh. I see. I see. I
Something
see.
special for you.
I see.
Away with you! I will not hold back.
Uh-oh. No, what? Okay, I'm gonna get this one right. Oh, it's just a normal one again.
Something special for you.
Okay, well, that was annoying. Oh, second wind! Oh, this is the screwed
Hold
one again,
still.
isn't it? Uh-oh. Okay, so I can go like
Hold
here, right?
still.
Aha! I've got it. Oh,
Allow me.
Ah, it makes sense you can go that way as well. Okay. Okay, now we are in the money. Uh-oh. Secure the treasure. That guy spent a little bit too much time on his right arm, I think. Well, this has been pretty chill so far. Nothing too crazy. Okay, final boss. Final boss, final boss. It's going to be Alzadaal himself. Oh! Ooh, he looks cool. Looming Warden Kapikulu. Dang, he looks kind of funky. Warning, this vault is under my protection. Failure to withdraw something. Ow. Oh no. I already knew that from the Fall Guys event. I'm a master at that one already. They're getting to this side? No, they're not. They're just... What? Okay. That's not fair. You know what? Debated. You guys did it to me, so I'm gonna do it to you. No. Spinny Winnie. Oh, this one's a little more difficult. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this is not good. Oh, God, this is bad. Oh, God. Oh, no. This is cool, though. This is... I'll second wind. Okay, I know where we have to be. He's dead! We did it!
Hold still.
Kill him! Yay! What even is he? Just a giant ball of weave? Of fabrics? Estidian. What's up, bro? So we need the kid to transport the treasure out. Unless there's something even better in there.
What have we here?
Ooh.
'Tis not unlike a Hunnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
Stop! You mustn't touch it.
Forchenault? The heck's he doing here? The brood? The first brood? Wasn't that...
Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Forchenault?
You may address me as you wish. My nature is no longer a secret. Still, this is not a setting I imagined for our union. Surely you've not entered these ruins as common looters.
Would that we could deny your accusations, but I fear you're not far from the truth.
Teehee. Sorry,
Vritra,
but that...
might we beseech thee to explain the nature of this strange contrivance?
It was crafted by our alchemists at my behest, for the purpose of sealing something away.
Sealing what? I wasn't going to touch it, but you know you're still, you know that girl. You know how she gets, you know.
You and I will speak later.
Yeah. Oh, she does not look pleased. No, I might have fucked up.
Not the time for frivolity, my friend. Not the time.
This
I'm fearing for my life,
something
Graha.
of which thou speakest, might it be some manner of threat?
Perhaps I should simply show you.
It can't be that bad then. Ooh, goop. Raspberry goop. What the hell is that? Is that like a gate to the void? Ah, she's got what she's looking for.
I have lifted the seal, if only for the moment, by an authority only I possess.
A planar fissure?
No, my friend. Small though it may be.
It is!
This is a functioning gate into the void.
It's like the ones the Ashians use. Used. Please tell me I can go and touch it. Let me touch it, let me touch it, let me touch. No! Come on, game. Are we on better terms now? I came here in search of something that might further my research. I did not anticipate a fully functioning void gate. Void gates and fissures are much the same thing in practice, in the sense that both allow passage between the source and the 13th. The difference in terminology refers to the circumstances of their creation. A fissure is an accidental tear in the fabric between worlds, whereas a void gate is the product of a deliberate action. I suspect this is the latter, judging by the elaborate mechanism put in place to control it. To think that our search for material riches would lead to this priceless discovery. Swirling emptiness. It puts me in mind of old friends, not to mention old foes.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory. An age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Meyryde. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Meyrydians resorted to summoning primal entities.
Oh, so we got Zervin, what's his name? And Sophia.
In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void.
Okay. Crystal Tower lore never stops.
Thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other, the two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death, so much loss.
I consider myself well versed in that period of history, yet you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
Indeed, I did.
Wow.
I heard Tiamat's roar of defiance and sped toward that war-torn land. Along with my sibling, Ajdaya. We dragons are not male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me. I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ajdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the Void-sent hordes.
Oh, you're just a little baby.
Yet no matter how many of their vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ajdaya risked her all on a final gamble. She plunged through the Void Gate itself to strike at the root of their strength. I tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her. And Ajdaya has been lost to us ever since.
No.
I find I must retract my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
That does not surprise me. To Allagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ajdaya. Until I could search no more. Until Allag was dust, and the art to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
So did he try making this one?
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
My discovery came before Alzadaal was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure.
Natural?
It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn. Their dedication was beyond reproach. Tirelessly they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil, it finally grew to a size that a child might pass through.
Is that why he took the body?
You told us that you called out to your kin, that Ajdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to your tale is not a joyful one.
I mean, I guess he took the body of Arshan mainly to stay hidden, but it would also make sense if he tried to go in there.
With hope in my heart, I used the simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her. What I found was a host of Void-sent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed.
Oh.
'Twas but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering Alzadaal and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter.
'Twas not that thy sibling scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass. Even now, in the desolate world of the 13th.
I can scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before.
But me?
When we stepped into the darkness.
Am I not, like, invulnerable to that? I remember when Nero turned purple. Yep. He was okay, though.
Turned purple? Well, yes. His wounds had allowed the void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether.
He was fine. He may have went through a midlife crisis, but he, like, afterwards, he's fine now, you know?
Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then there is little hope for Ashdaya.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the first brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome. Of course. With the warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive a stay in the 13th without being warped by its energies.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late.
You think?
And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection. So when I sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course.
But we want the treasure.
I wish only to forget the rest.
She wants to go in. So do I. So, they managed not only to expand the fissure, but also manipulate it as one might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I could learn more of how this feat was accomplished? I will tell you what I can. First, however, I must return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the Guardians you so handily destroyed. It will not do to leave the gate undefended. Oopsies. My bad. My apologies. We were perhaps a touch zealous in our rush to uncover the vault's secrets. If the constructs can be repaired, we would be happy to offer our assistance. That will not be necessary. Much as I retain spare vessels for myself, we keep duplicate guardians on hand for such eventualities. In any case, we should return to Alzadaal. I promise we will discuss the Void Gate further, but I must attend to the matter of the Vault Sentinels. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Capiculu have been reduced to so much scrap. Please bring a new one out of storage and see that it is conveyed to its post along with some few lesser constructs. Was it tomb robbers? Fiends born of the Tower of Zot? By the sisters, do not tell me a blasphemy yet roams free. Oh, look at that over there. Play it cool, boys. Play it cool. Look at him, the pro liar. Why such guilty faces? Surely it isn't you who are responsible for this. Oh. Well, the details aren't important. I shall see it done immediately. Okay, I mean, I respect it. No questions asked. And with that, the vault will soon be secure once more. Now, I believe you had questions. Quite a few, in fact. But I'd like to begin with the gate itself. It is still functional, yes? Indeed, which is why I saw it sealed with an alchemically forged lock and warded it with my magics. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason for the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for so little door. That little door you speak of leads to an abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, in its current state, it would admit only the lowliest of void sent, and from this side, no man would be able to pass through. No man? I should think Forchenault would fit, given a firm push. Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. And yet you succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal and sending your simulacrum to the 13th. Thanks to my brilliant alchemists, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I bade them devise a means to control it. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived by which my magics could manipulate the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. But the process had long been forgotten. Once I had given up searching for Alzadaal, there was no need to preserve such an esoteric and dangerous knowledge. Thus has the gate laid dormant for years uncounted. Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower. An ancient mechanism channeled the tower's vast stores of energy to open a void gate, one bound to a covenant made with the Cloud of Darkness. Once that sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken and the doorway severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it should be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void sent, but such deals usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to regain an understanding of the bounty gate. Mayhap you could resume the search for your sister. As I have already explained, I put those futile hopes to rest centuries ago. My place and my duty is here now. I had meant to ask, what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place? I'm gonna piss everybody off. It was all Estinian. I'm such a little shit. I'm done. I've done all my duties. I've saved the world. I'm just having some fun now. As I recall, it was you who was chasing tales of undersea ruins. Well, as you have seen, the fabulous wealth from the stories is quite real. If not, its rumoured origin, but I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've been adding to that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, that I might alleviate my people's suffering. Then we are of one mind. We had no intention of taking it for ourselves. Isn't that right, my friend? Yes, of course. Your Excellency, would you object if I were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I will make no attempt to open it, of course. I owe you and yours a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask of me, you shall have it. You are most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. Would that I could join thee in thy study, but the Loporrit will be anxious to receive my report. I beg my leave of you. And I must be off to Charlian as well. Mistress Kral was eager to speak with you about that request, so please come back to the annex as soon as you are able. Farewell for now. I want to go with Y'shtola, man. We can discuss my findings once I return. You'll not be rid of me so easily. Yeah, she seems like she has the fun stuff, you know, the other world. The difficult part in all this will be deciding how to best put these riches to use. Will you lend me your assistance in these deliberations? Of course. Thank you, Tu. Tu and I are in this together. I will follow his example. Scary guy, scary guy, scary guy. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Wait, what the heck is this place? It looks like Xande's throne. Oh, cool. I don't know what the heck they are, but cool. I guess maybe aspects? No face reveal. Throne of Earth. I sensed the breaching of a gate, but it was not instigated from this side. It was thrown open from the other. Yeah, earth, fire, wind, and ice. I too felt it. A rare occurrence, yes, but such a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we have awaited for nigh on 10,000 years. We dare not let it slip our grasp. Yet we must not underestimate he who bested the cloud of darkness. Even restrained by a covenant, the cloud was no feeble wisp to be dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Let him come. I will drown the world and watch this fleshling gasp for breath in his final moments. It's like some weird take on the primals. Knight in black, your zeal is admirable, but forget not our cause. Think back on our struggles beneath the sunless sky. Remember why we cede not our will to fight. 'Tis time we set the war in motion and win redemption for our star. Oh shit. Okay. So, like, I'm still wondering who this guy is. He's like star as in the 13th, because the 13th became victim to, like, fell victim to the void when the Ashians started messing around, right? But what does this guy have to do with it? We have ourselves another villain. Cool. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups would benefit most from monetary assistance. Some of my citizens may find it intimidating to speak with the satrap directly, so I would ask that you act in my stead. 2. You are to visit Achiali and Yedlimad. Speak with Matsya and his people, and listen to their grievances. Estinian, I bid you do the same at Palika's stand, and I will be conducting my own inquiries at the Giant Skull grounds. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Megaduta. Talk to the locals. Oh, too, I was so glad to see you had returned unharmed. You've finished with the boat, then? Anything the village desperately needs? Well, I suppose Kalzal's loss hit us the hardest, and I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but although I sell a few here and there, it's so much more difficult than it was before. Aw, still? Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lives. For now, we're just banding together as best we can. Oh, Matsya. Greetings and welcome, traveler. If this is your first visit to Thavner, then you must try my special Amra Lassi. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. Fool me once, eh? What could such a wonder cost, you wonder? Normally, I part with 3 bottles for the generous price of 19,800 gil. But for you, I'm willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. Still not turning a profit, eh? Times are harsh, my friend. The world may no longer be on fire, but we are still sifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sister, spare me, we might as well have that ugly tower back for the scant few travelers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy at local prices. I tell you, if I didn't charge the odd adventurer a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the street. Still, I don't know how I feel about that, though. I get it, but it's not right. How fares the port? Well, it's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more now that the danger is past, certainly. But no small number of merchants have had to sell their ships to make ends meet in the short term. Add to that the sailors we lost in the final days, and it's little wonder the flow of exports is no more than a pitiful trickle. If Alzadaal and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure he'd have found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now that was a man who got things done, God's rest his soul. Ah, my advisor's return. I've just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least. There are few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Palakistan were unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with some assistance from Yedlamad. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters, foragers, and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs, for the most part. Palakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a wagon of giant's gall to a foreign trader. But such visitors are few and far between. Compared to our best years, the weight of stone leaving Thavner has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on a steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade, so we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn in Yakyali and Yedlamad? Yeah, pretty much the same thing. I see. Without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortage of able-bodied sailors in Yedlamad. I am reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beasts sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale, repeated over and over. So many lives lost. The kid, yeah. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves be overcome, but we will not. Who, Astinian, I will consider the perspectives you've brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries.
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Alzadaal's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. made aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul.
Yeah.
Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Alzadaal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
Godstinian arc.
Which weigheth heavily upon my mind. A simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem
I don't know.
the wisest course?
What's the strat? Taxes. Levy them on trade profits in exchange for your investment. But what does that have to do with anything? They just said money won't do shit. It takes a village. We must help one another. I mean, it's true though.
Of course. We must all look out for one another.
It is very true.
Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Alzadaal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage.
Okay. I mean, not perpetually though, right? Because that's a little bit...
No. Such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Something with Alzadaal seems appropriate. Why not honor one of your most successful merchants?
A successful merchant? I believe I see thy reasoning.
Matsya!
Alzadaal should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne, but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Alzadaal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
And women. Look at this guy's face. What? I don't know, man. He looks kind of constipated.
This bodes well for that boy. Meyryde, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
I mean, the jig's up anyway.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Alzadaal Foundation. Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor. Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
I think that's Sadu, no?
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Oh, he's homesick. Just a little bit. Thank you for putting forth Alzadaal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy honored. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Y'shtola. She asks that you meet her in the High Castle at your earliest convenience. Understood. Thank you. Y'shtola must have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. I thought the satrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks have been the well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Ahuan assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done. I am curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Are you talking to me, Your Excellency? No.
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics.
Sorry.
From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them.
I've been there.
Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first.
Remember too, we were flying through the space and time.
You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world.
Right. The memories?
The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
You think?
Then what of the many void scent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical.
Ah, that's what the
For example,
aspects.
let us consider the gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
Science lesson. Cool.
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate.
This is the dungeon, isn't it? Tamtara, I think.
The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner.
What's this guy on the right doing? He's doing a little shimmy. Oh, go. Oh, bro's gonna get chopped in half.
Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exarch dragged us to the first.
The calling, yeah. But they didn't have no cryo in the void, so I don't think that guy's
and
coming
just as our
back.
bodies remained in our world, the void sense physical form is left behind in the 13th.
Yeah, they don't have no cryo though. Rip in pieces.
Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
That's kind of fucked up. Oh, they don't stay stone. Ah, that's okay then.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
So who is it, and where are they?
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
No! We need to find out. We need to go back to Reen.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
I mean, what could be worse, man? We've seen it all at this point,
Are
huh?
you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
Doesn't sound that bad.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the Cloud of Darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
So much for taking it easy. Yeah, the second she gets called back.
Since when were you one for the quiet life? Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
Mm-hmm. So how's about it, Varshan? Please. Please.
As I said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single Void Scent will be allowed to threaten Alzadaal, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daymir was overseeing the project.
Daymir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent?
Hmm. So who's doing this?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daymir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
the restricted section. With what? Honestly, this is me. Make her feel smart.
Have you already forgotten Graha's debacle in Numenor? The restricted section where he was caught sneaking about? It may very well hold a copy of the Daymir's documentation.
Wow. You're right.
In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
That means I can speak to Quile too.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves, I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Meyryde and tell him about the Alzadaal Foundation.
Dad Stinian.
Let us be on our way as well.
Absolutely. Dude, she's made this a lot more fun than it would have been. Gotta give it to her. It was a good choice bringing her along.
I resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
I guess he thinks if we were the ones to save his sister or something, he would probably feel bad. If we are to enter Numenon's restricted archives with a minimum of fuss, then we must secure the permission of the Forum. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member to broach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? No one springs to mind? What of Scholark Monteshin? He did come to Graha's defense during the inquiry, after all. 'Tis settled. Let us head back to Phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. running through the forest with my favorite cat girl. I apprenticed to Master Matoya at the age of 7 and laboured under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had the chance to attend the studium. Neither did Thancred, as I recall. Soon after Master Louisoix took him in off the streets, he was put into the care of another Archon. His was a rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life might have been like if I had pursued studies here instead. He and the last stand after a day of lectures. Oh, that does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends spent sipping tea and debating theories. Still, I wouldn't give up my time with Master Matoya for the world. The dank cave I studied in was about as far from the bright, airy halls of academia as one could get. But it was a wondrous, magical childhood nonetheless. Aww. Hey, Teach! Monte! Ah, visitors. And quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? May forgive the intrusion, Scholark, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Oh ho, no furtive forays into the stacks this time, eh? What? I applaud this newfound sense of propriety, yet in all this wide world of comparative serenity, what so compels you to disturb a vault of forbidden wisdom? Well, you see, we kind of want to go into the void and travel to the 13th. Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by House Daimir has lain dormant in Charlene's archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you don't intend to cross over into the void? That is, in fact, precisely what we intend. What end, pray tell? To develop a method of traversing the rift, for one, that I might keep my word to a distant friend. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future. And yet, I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was the promised reward? Marvelous. An audacious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after hearing the whys and wherefores, I for one do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request for the forum's consideration. Sick. Good old Monty, eh? Although your petition would be better received if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. Oh, Forchenault? Why, Master Forchenault, of course. He can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there is no denying that having Master Forchenault on our side would tip the balance in our favour. Very well, we will pay a visit to the Levelier estate and plead our case. It ain't over till it's over, you know what I'm saying? One last thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favour if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager, so if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity... Of course, Scholark. We'll be sure to pass on any revelations. Alright. Well, we know where we're headed. Oh, exciting times. Here we go. Yeah, we're back. Is she here? Please be home. Please be home. Please be home. Please be home. Please. Is she home? Ah, Master 2. Mistress Y'shtola. How may I be of service? We've come to speak with Master Forchenault. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the Master is in the residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. Wait, you're not going to invite us in? Well, well. Emiliance would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have some matter of import to discuss. Then pray proceed. You have my full attention. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scholarch Monteshin expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you, we'll not attempt to circumvent the Forum's authority again. Unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister, she was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over a people yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty, while betraying the longing in his heart. Is no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones, and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you can appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Got him. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Yeah. Do not celebrate just yet. Forum must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Baldician Annex. Where's Emiliance, huh? He in here? Emiliance. He ain't in here. So what did the Forum decide? Put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Charlian, and salted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that her student was the petitioner in question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Then the Chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms I might add, of the incredible debt we owe you and your companions. Damn, he had us in the first half. He had us, eh? They had to say yeah. That served to silence the grumbles and stiffen a few spines, and it was agreed that allowing you entry to the archives was the least we could do in return. Ha! That is wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I'm sure you are aware, this permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor, and bid you a good day. Thanks, Forshi. Forshi. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising, aye, but that very stoicism is exactly what Charlian needed to guide it through not one, but 2 exoduses. That went rather well, I think. As a child, I dreamed up any number of schemes for getting my hands on those forbidden tomes, and now I can simply walk in through the door. Our focus will be on finding House Daimir's research notes, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. Oh, you stole that. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume? You presume correctly. Then you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent. Once again, we thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? Puddingway is still here? What the heck? What is Puddingway still doing here? Studying up on the ways of pudding, I guess. I think the set of instructions I laughingly imagined may actually exist but yalms away from where you find me napping. If I had known of Alzadaal III's exploits sooner, I could well have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Hello, Sir Page. What is this? Unused and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Follow me if you would. Watch your step. And please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Look at her strut. Oh my god. He's gonna gorge on everything.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
I like the theme. The library theme. The following pages detail an advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures as devised by Nu Hashan, the 9th patriarch of House Damir. We present these research notes to the faculty of Sharlayan's studium as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. You appear to have located the forbidden volume you seek. Ishtola will need to make the final confirmation. Have something you would like to show me, do you? My apologies, I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by the contents. Well done, too. I think you may have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work.
Wait! How can she read? Why has nobody asked this question before? She can't see the words written on the page. Like, huh?
Time to see what all the fuss was about.
What do we do? Do we say some words? Booga booga. Whoa, it's that dude.
Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures. A talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure.
Oh. Sick.
Our findings reveal that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate.
That's pretty cool. Pretty handy.
Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos.
Where is it? Where's the crystal?
How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Voidsent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales. And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
Now to find the crystal. Or make it.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves. Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
Nobody'll know. Graha's probably read the half of them anyway. You just ask him. Maybe another time. As much as I would love to start crafting the Atomos, I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Hannish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Daemir project. Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the forum. Your message will... This is the SpongeBob text. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled. Security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, Nidhana can. I say we return to Thavner and look for her at the Great Work. Sure. Bye, index page. Y'shtola tells me you're pursuing a most fascinating study and that you want me to be a part of it. I have no doubt you will be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Will it now? Oh. By the sisters! This is the mark of House Daemir. I never even knew such a work existed. Few should. It was sequestered in Numenon's restricted archives, after all. It was, but that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right into my unsuspecting hand. I can hardly wait to read it. To think the Daemir were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder. Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you to helping us build a new mock Atomos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Daemir project that had even the redoubtable scholars of Sharlayan trembling in their sandals. No alchemist of the Great Work could resist. You're a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big-mouth simulacrum once we've built it? Go to the void and do some stuff. So there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made Atomos is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. And by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly once we've finished gathering the components I require. Sharlayan's markets provided the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need to go no further than the font of Maya. The ascetics of old once favoured the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to enliven the flow of ether. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vritra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We meet back here and on. Okay. Yes, sir. Oh. Oh, not from... No, not from the place. I don't want to go back here, man. Well, it's been a while since we were here, huh? Surely the water isn't tainted or anything. Yeah. Ah, yes. Lovely water that nothing ever happened here at all that wasn't depressing. Everything happens here is happy, happy, happy. Do you have that flask for me? Yes, sir. Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, too. Look who I came across. Estinian seemed in need of diversion, and we, in turn, may have need of his lance. Right then. Now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. Will we have need of Matsya's boat again? Not this time. Once Y'shtola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Akyali. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host. Shall we? The ship is yours to command. Our thanks. We set sail at once. Oh, this is so exciting. Alzadaal's legacy, to see the truth of a legend with mine own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault. Weaver's Warding.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
Understandable, though.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
Yeah.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Good call, honestly.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Summon a Porksy and throw it in. Say nothing and look meaningfully at Estinian. Maybe send a familiar? Yes. I knew I'm right. I'm so smart, man. I'm the smartest warrior of light in existence.
Very good. I see you've been paying attention. As Vritra sent his simulacrum, so too shall we rely on a familiar to bear the brunt of any unpleasant consequences.
Just send the fucking pig.
Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same.
What are we thinking?
I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Not the pig. Angelo.
I dislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born.
Bang.
Water, water, froth and foam!
Okay. I guess. Not sure what that was about, Y'shtola. It's a bit out of character.
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Yeah.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Was that required for the spell? The summoning?
Water, froth and foam! Time to play!
Ah, Nixie. Is she embarrassed? She is. Aww.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate.
Aww.
I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual. In any case, these two should serve us well.
Water, froth and foam.
This one will bear a warding scale.
The other one won't. Which one dies?
And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption.
Oh my god. I love it.
If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nidhana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Yes, sir. Froth and foam. I'm in her.
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know. Let us begin, shall we?
I'd be down for that.
Nixies, into the void.
Water, froth and foam! Into shattered realms we go!
Damn. What a crazy experiment. Nidhana's like, hi. Goodbye. Man, Y'shtola's been the star of the show so far. I like it. Honestly, she's adorable.
I think we've waited long enough.
They're both dead, huh? Rip.
Nixies, return to my side.
Oh god, that one's fucked up. Oh god. This was surely ethical science.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Oh, the poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
Put it out of its misery, God's sake. Uh-oh. Was that his sister?
We're out of time. I must reseal the void gate.
Then do it already, bro. Ew!
They're coming through!
In the name of Alzadaal III,
I bar this door unto the void!
Yo, he's got it. Easy peasy. But he's not gonna let us go back in. In no way. It's too dangerous now.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidhana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent.
Okay, so are we gonna just sit here and like stare at it twitching, or are we gonna like, you know, do the thing?
The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium.
Twitch.
Rest now, little ones.
Okay. The little guy was just twitching there.
Graha's theory was correct then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation.
Ooh.
It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void.
They were messing around. They fucked up. Oops.
You remember Una Kalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad?
He's still
He
in.
explained the fate of the 13th thus.
He's still in Mordona.
The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way.
Ooh. Okay, they're gonna kill her then. I see. I see what they're doing. Again, they're doing this like, this insert of, you don't have to worry about what's next. We got you. They're even staring into our souls.
But first, I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives?
Oh, touchy.
Your Excellency?
She doesn't care. She's just... I don't think she knows.
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
It feels like we're kind of forcing him into this situation, and he's very uncomfortable.
We will see you back in the city then.
I feel a little bit bad. Stinian feels it too. Once Nidhana succeeds in replicating the Mach Atomos, this door into the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the Void myself. Come on. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. God, Stinian. Surely. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Shall we proceed with our other preparations then? As we saw, the warding skill can be effective at protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the Void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that is a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemists who created it. Who do we know who excels at this kind of structural augmentation? I'm not sure. It's clearly Sid, but... What of Garland Ironworks then? They may have an engineer free to assist us. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the Void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Come, let us visit their operation in Ralger's Reach and commission their best and brightest. A pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us. Heading into the Void to find a lost dragon. That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after Meteion in that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You say there were signs of degradation. It seems some manner of corrosion is set in around a scratch on its surface, much as the Void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds, in which case our best bet may be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. Put it in a box, but construct a protective casing, one utilizing metal alloys with high etherical conductivity, so as not to impede the talisman's primary function. Suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design, just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. Ha! The hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. Thanks, Eddie Weddy. And away he goes. I think we can leave the rest in Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Nidhana is getting on with the Mach Atomos.
Estola! The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Alzadaal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial atomos.
Okay.
I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Sir Estinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Radzat-Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
They want him to go. Come on, it'll be fun.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan.
Oh, fuck. Remember, he's also a dragon.
You are wearing that face, after all.
I think he remembered.
As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Dinny.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again, too.
Protect... Isn't that what Vina said? Protect them while you must take heart.
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you.
Oh.
And here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Alzadaal. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care, and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
Constipated guy.
I would not dare make you cry.
Yeah, it must be hard, you know. He's got his duties, and he's been through the ringer with all of that. You surprise me, Estinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Reacher reach this conclusion. Was for the greater good. Worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and had travelers believing the palace racked by some unnatural storm. Surely. Yeah, right, yeah, okay. What of your own answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage, and the soul-chilling grief he nursed for Ratatosker's death. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and ally. If there is a chance we can spare Reacher that pain, then I will follow you. Yes! Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan as such is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. Would be more convenient had we some manner of base camp nearer to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should reserve. Let us reconvene outside Megaduta. And so we will require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? All the chambers are presently hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you've completed the arrangements. As you heard, we will have you settled in Megaduta in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Azdaya. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. Gods only know how long our explorations might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nidhana. If you've preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th, now is the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means to me too. But my purpose need not consume you as well. We are headed to another world, and what joy you can in the experience, for you are a traveler, an adventurer at heart, this I know. I've heard that before. Meanwhile, in the 13th. Scary guy. Is it him? It can't be, right? Nah, it's the same guy on the throne. Wait, that's the thing Xeno summoned though, right? Or... no. What the f-
And thus I am returned.
That's kind of creepy.
This world, bereft of saviors.
Alright. Alright. That's not creepy at all, huh? Interesting. Okay, well that's gonna do this for 6.1. That was a nice, entertaining, almost lighthearted, but with similar touching moments as we've had throughout Endwalker. Yeah, a little exploration of this new story revolving around the satrap and his sister, I guess, and the Void. I'm not sure if this other thing is related to the raids in Pandemonium or it's related to our venture into the 13th, whether that's the being or something that we're going to end up fighting or confronting. It's a bit unclear on that, but it's very creepy and it's very cool. So I'm excited to see what this kind of evolves into and whether it's going to be all of the patches or maybe just a couple of them and then we do something else, you know, with Graha and Kryl. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back doing MSQ. Although it's kind of like a little less weighty, I guess. It's still a very enjoyable time and there was no moments that I felt disengaged or anything. And the dungeon was really cool as well. There was a few new things in there. It was nice to see. And yeah, like I'm just looking forward to the rest of the patches and seeing like the fights. I know there's trials and stuff, so looking forward to those. Hope you guys can join me for those as well. It's good to be back. Thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the videos and want to stay up to date as we move closer toward Dawn Trail, doing the rest of the patches, the Pandemonium raids, all that good stuff. Join the Discord if you haven't yet and join the community, get involved with a lot of the content that we're doing outside of the MSQ, raids and stuff like that. Blind reading is kind of like what I love now, so pretty much everything I'm going to be doing from now on is going to be completely blind. So if you want to get involved with that at any point, certainly join the Discord and say hello. Hope to see some of you guys over there. Thanks to all the members as usual for supporting the channel even when I'm not uploading MSQ videos. I know that's what you all want. Currently progging tea, so I'm trying to still provide you guys with some content while I'm taking some downtime. But yeah, we're back now, so there shouldn't be much of that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching once again, and I will see you all for the next one in 6.2. Or maybe we do the Pandemonium. Yeah, I think we're going to do the Pandemonium raids first. So look forward to that, I guess. I'll see you guys there. Take care. Peace.